Adventurers, welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. This is your host, Tom, or Robots, and Lotus has not been feeling well. He's fighting some really tough cold stuff that he's going through, so everybody send him some positive thoughts. We hope that you get better soon, Lotus. It is the new year. It is 2024, and we are kicking this off with a patron episode because last week, Lotus and I both weren't feeling great, so we had to push back the episode. It's been a crazy December with lots of holiday stuff, but we are back on track with the regular episodes, so thank you for tuning in. And I've got a bunch of patrons with me to play 20 questions. 20 questions went really well last time Lotus ran it. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had a great time with that, and I've had a few people comment like, oh, that was fun, you should do more of those. So we're doing another 20 questions. I've picked out a selection of things that I think go from easier to harder. We're going to see if the patrons can figure things out in 20 questions or less. And with me this week, I'm going to go through and list out everybody who's joining me, and at the end you're going to unmute and everybody is going to make the sound of the new year, whatever that is. I feel like it's an AI prompt that's going to give you something weird. And we've got Ben of Temeria, Fulcrum, Rob the Princess, AK Spartan, and Falcon with the box on joining me this week. Welcome back, everybody. On the count of 3, make your new year sound. 1, 2, get ready, unmute. 3.
Kaboom. I couldn't do it.
It's a little trumpets and an explosion and something, and then 2 of them didn't even unmute. I have a feeling that I know Falcon is trying to be here while at work, and Spartan might be busy with some stuff too.
Don't snitch on the boss.
But yeah, well, don't tell.
I made a noise.
Oh, you made a noise? I didn't see it. What was your noise?
I was in there. I did the woo.
Ooh, okay.
I was not an explosion.
I got it.
I did try to do something in there.
Got it. It was like, it's always multiple sounds at the same time, so it's hard to tell. Welcome back, everybody. We are playing 20 questions. We're going to go over the rules real quick. The way Lotus did this was a little bit different than the way I'm going to do it this week. He was like, you've got 100 questions total, and if you get extras, they pass on to the next one and that kind of stuff. This is the way we're going to do it. We're going to see how many you can get through by the end of this hour, and you're going to chalk up as many correct ones as you possibly can, getting them within 20 questions. You ask me yes or no questions. I give you yes or no answers. I might give you a little bit more if it's kind of odd, and in order to help you out. And at some point, you have to decide that you're going to make a guess. You only get one actual guess. So you're going to use questions to narrow it down, and then by the 20th question, you have to make a guess. And if it's wrong, you're done. We move on to the next one. So it's a little bit, the stakes are higher. You have to make sure that you're really sure. And you as a group can work together. There's only 6 of us on this call, so you can keep yourself unmuted, chime in, think out loud, say what you're thinking, share it with the rest of your team. If it's blueberries, then, oh crap, that was one of them. You already got a point. No, I'm kidding. But work together, and there often are pregnant pauses during episodes like this because everyone's thinking. So feel free to think out loud. Let the audience know what you're thinking. And if you are listening to this wherever you are, try to figure it out as well. See if you can't figure it out before the rest of the patrons figure it out. So we're going to go in order of the way that everyone is on my screen. We're going to start with Ben. Ben, this is the first one. I've got the first one in mind. Maybe you can read my mind, but start us off with a question. Pregnant pause already. Here we go. This is is it
numbered installment?
Is it a numbered No, it is not a numbered installment. No. Are you getting towards the idea of is one of the games? Yeah, it's not a numbered installment. All right, Fulcrum's up next. Fulcrum?
Is it?
Oh, and Rob, you're going to keep notes for us in our little chat, right?
Oh, right. I guess
that way you can help everyone out.
Already forgot.
That's your one job.
Trying to remember useful information, and that was just so specific. As Ben's always coming with the clutch, like specific questions, and sometimes they're spot on, but most of the time,
yeah.
Like last time, he was like half paying attention, and it just spot on every time.
Maybe you got like question.
And I was driving.
Yeah. Is it a race?
No, it is not a race.
Oh.
It is not like a person's race. Like it's not none of them. It's not
okay.
That's not that kind of thing. Nope. All right.
right.
Rob.
Well, since everyone else forgot their basics, is it a person?
It is not a person. No, that's the third question. So you're 3 in already. Spartan, you're up next. What do you want to know, Spartan?
Can you wear it?
You probably wouldn't, but I suppose you could.
Oh,
But most people wouldn't. Well, not without some work, some effort. In fact, I think there probably are people wearing this, but not in its unchanged state. We'll call it that. Falcon, you want to go next? Are you here with us? Paging Falcon. Falcon might be busy, so we might have to. Oh, Falcon, are you here?
I'm sorry.
You have a question? Yes? No? Question?
Is it a material?
Is it a material? No, not. I mean, you could make it into a material, but you could say that about a lot of things. So, all right, there we go. That's the first 5 questions. Back to Ben.
Jesus has me stumped. Is it common in the world?
Yes, I would say this is fairly common. Fulcrum is up next. Fulcrum.
Boy,
I see all the wheels turning.
I gotta
in your
I gotta look
brains.
at the things we've already.
Yeah, it is not a numbered installment. It is not a race. It is not a person. You probably wouldn't wear it without doing something to it. It's not just a material, and it's fairly common in the world.
Notice it says not just a material. It means it's probably like
Well, anything
few
that's
different
physical could be described as a material if you were to break it apart, right?
it could be a creature. Maybe at trying to narrow down that might help.
All right.
Shooting out loud. I don't know. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, feel free to talk and give each other
Oh.
tips on what to guess.
Listen,
please
I'll
do
go
that.
with that. Is it a creature?
Yes, it is a creature.
God damn.
So now it makes a little bit more sense that
Yes.
you could turn it into a material maybe.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, you're up.
Hey.
Gears are turning.
Is it commonly found in Morrowind?
Yes. You can find it in Morrowind. Spartan, you're up next.
I was thinking the creature thing, so I might need a second.
All right, so
I'm thinking.
We don't know if it's only found in Morrowind, but we know it's a creature that is commonly found in Morrowind.
Well, because that's what I was thinking too. With the when Tom mentioned that there might be people wearing it, and then it can kind of be turned into stuff.
I mean, technically, you could take most creatures and turn them into something you could wear.
Right, but I just think of examples of that, in Morrowind areas. And is it only found in Morrowind?
No, not only in Morrowind. All right,
That doesn't really help us,
Falcon.
so.
Falcon's up next. Falcon, can you chime in? Oh, Hersine has joined us. Welcome, Hersine, in the chat. Hersine himself joining the
All
chat.
caps.
All right, I think Falcon might be busy. Ben, you can go next. If the rest of you have any suggestions for Ben, feel free to. You can chat amongst each other, yourselves, in order to help figure this out.
So it's a creature in Morrowind, but not only in Morrowind. I mean, we could try to narrow down what kind of creature, what, if it's a mammal, if it's an insect, that would probably, or I don't know, other directions. It could be a cliff racer. It could be a Quama. It could be a bear.
I mean that could also narrow it down to the type of material too, or that you would use eventually.
What if I
make
just
whatever
picked
it is.
bear? It's just welcome to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. Bear is the answer to our first thing.
Does the creature walk on 4 legs?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Does not walk on 4 legs. Fulcrum, it's your turn.
God.
What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there. You got plenty of extra questions.
So
still.
it's a creature in Morrowind that does not walk on 4 legs.
Yep. So, what do you think?
Okay. Is it in Is it in the guar family?
I was to say, I think Dan Hensley in chat might have got it.
Dan says guar for sure in chat. Is it in the guar family? Yes.
It's a very safe way to say, is it guar without accounting as the answer. Fulcrum, I'm very proud of you.
Right?
That was good.
I mean, technically, there's more than just guar
Sure
in the
are.
guar family.
There's a lot, but it's probably just guar.
Like the
Right.
band? Like the band guar? Guar.
Nard guar?
What? All right, Rob, you're up. Do you feel?
Oh, it's my
do you
turn.
feel like?
Are we ready, folks?
Feel like you're ready
I
to
feel
answer
we're
this
ready.
one, or do you want to ask more questions?
We got a yes from Ben. I need a yes from everyone.
Everybody, are you ready? You can get a majority if a majority of you chime in.
I'm cool.
All right.
We know you're cool, Spartan, but are you
That's
ready?
fair.
So cool. The coolest.
The coolest.
Is it a guar? It is the final guess.
Final answer. Yes, it is a guar. It is simply a guar. So
Cool.
there you go. It's the
many-
creature guar. So
Took
that
us
was
11.
11
Oh,
plus
gosh.
the answer, so 12. So guar. There you go. Congratulations. I need to have. I didn't set up sound effects. I don't know why it's
time.
Final
Give it.
Fantasy.
No,
on.
Dan's worried about giving us the answer. No, Dan, you.
Oh,
are
Dan, you're
helping
welcome to
us.
guess too.
This is a team
Yeah,
effort.
chat. Feel free to
Yes.
guess. Feel free to guess. These are going to get
And
more difficult. So
We were getting there. I was like approaching that in my mind, and I like looked over at chat and saw your answer. I was like, oh, that's exactly where I was headed towards. So you're good.
all right. So
Wasn't even looking at chat.
1 out of 1 so far, 100%. That's great. Let's move on to our next one.
Wait till we fail.
So let's move. Rob answered this one. Let's move on to Spartan. Spartan, kick us off. What's the first question? Brand new topic.
Is it a person?
No, it is not a person.
So proud of you.
Falcon. Falcon, are you here? Give Falcon a moment. Let's see if Falcon's here.
Is it a place?
No, it is not a place. Moving back to Ben.
Is it a creature?
Is not a creature. Wow, lots of no's. Falcon, you're up. Or Fulcrum. I'm sorry, not Falcon. Too many F's. Fulcrum.
Okay, so we've established. Okay, it's not a person.
Not a
it's
person,
not
place, or creature.
Place or creature. Is it a thing?
Well, that's don't
That's
use
too
that as your
broad.
question because
That's way
You
too
could,
broad.
Okay,
you could be more
fine.
specific about thing. Like, is it
three
a
things that can be
physical
a person,
thing?
is your thing.
Is
Is
it a...
we already know it's a thing at
Oh,
this
God.
point with everything else that
I know,
is
right?
not.
It is. Is it?
So you could is it an item? Is it a weapon? If you want to go a little specific, is it a?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that.
Is it a plant? Something like that.
Is it a piece of armor?
No, it is not a piece of armor. All right, Rob.
Of course not.
Of course not. Oh, maybe this one's harder. Maybe this one's harder for you guys.
No.
No.
Okay, so
Not a person, not a place, not a creature, not a piece of armor.
is it used in magic?
Yes,
Okay,
but probably not the way you're thinking.
I'm thinking in a lot of ways, Tom. I
Okay.
don't like you making assumptions. For
I'm
me.
gonna make assumptions, but that's fine. Spartan, you're up. What do you think, Spartan?
Is it a weapon?
No, it is not a weapon. It's not a weapon. It has something to do with magic. Falcon, you're next. Are you here? All right, Falcon's still here. What do you think?
This is a. I'm gonna ask a question to clarify. How strict are you being with armor or clothes armor?
I mean, clothes are not armor. Like, you don't wear clothing to armor yourself the same way that you would wear armor to armor
I
yourself.
disagree. Jeans do exist.
But that would be a separate question.
Jeans are both clothes and armor. I will not elaborate further.
Now we know how you use your pants.
Do you guys think it would be? We know it's magic related. Do you think it could be fair to find out if it's like robes then, since that's not armor?
I'm not getting the vibe that it's going that direction, but I don't think it's gonna hurt us too bad if you want to throw that out there anyways. I'm the vibes I'm getting is not that direction though.
I mean, you could clarify more broadly. I'm helping you out. You could say something like, is it wearable? Or is it the type of thing you would wear? Or something like that.
I typically would try to say is something that is normally or usually try to like phrase it that way, because a lot of things can be used in certain ways and you would never think it to be used in that way.
Right. Like I have a cup in front of me and you can say, is it wearable? And I say, well, I mean, I could wear a cup if I really wanted to, but I don't. Most people don't.
You're going to put it on your head.
People do.
I mean, like a glass to drink out of, not a part to protect your crotch. But so Falcon, what do you think? You got a question? Falcons.
Is it wearable?
Is it wearable? No, it is not wearable. Ben, back to Ben.
Can you use it in enchanting?
Can you use it in enchanting?
Again, now it's like, well, technically.
Like, be more specific in the question.
Is it a consumable you use for enchanting items?
No. It's not a consumable. I'll just give you that flat out. All right, Fulcrum's up.
Consumable.
Okay.
Not consumable. Not a person, place, creature. Not a piece of armor. Used in magic. Not a weapon. Not wearable. Not a consumable for.
Yeah, Falcon makes a good point. It could be like a concept, an idea, or an activity. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical item, although I feel like it is a physical item just from the way the questions have been answered, but we don't technically know right now.
Fulcrum, what do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't know.
8.
I
8 questions in.
kind
9th question.
I have a question that I want to ask, but I don't want it to be wrong.
Well, say your question to us.
You can say, I'm thinking about asking this question.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
thinking about asking if
and then see if it sounds like a good question.
Is a spell.
I think that's a great way to narrow this down. It very well could be a spell. I have no idea. I'd say that's definitely worth asking.
Okay, is it a spell?
Like a specific spell that you can cast in one of the games?
Or just a spell, Tom.
Or a spell at all?
Yeah. They can be the ones to narrow it down.
It is not a spell. I'm getting a lot of. I'm kidding. It is not. You cannot. If I was to say this is the thing, you would go, oh well, you can't cast that.
Okay. I'm very confused by that answer. I'm sure you're absolutely right, but it doesn't make any sense.
Right. No. If you don't know what it is, then you don't know. So, yeah, to answer Dan in chat, a staff is a type of weapon. It's a magical weapon, right? I guess you could hit somebody with it as well. But, yeah, that's... All right, Rob, you're up.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
What do you think?
What is it?
Oh, okay. I'll just tell you.
Answer that.
Oh, that's a really good question.
Gotcha.
I think I'm supposed to answer yes or no. No. Next question.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, so it's related to magic, not a consumable, not wearable, not a spell, but could be many spells, I suppose, or a result of a spell, maybe.
Library, maybe.
Is this an action or some sort of verb?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it's not. You can't.
Feel like-
it's not a verb.
How many are?
I feel like I should have just asked, is it a physical item or something? But that it's not an action. Okay, we know that.
I mean, you
okay.
can clarify if it's physical. I don't think anyone was asked if it's a physical item.
Well, it's just another question off the list, though. So, gotta,
All right, Spartan, you're up next. How many questions are we in now? Somebody count this up.
I think we're at 9. Well, now
1,
10.
2,
And that was 10, so we're at 11. This will be the 11th question. So, Spartan, what do you think?
5, 6.
Is it a school of magic?
Yes.
Here we go.
That's why it's not a spell.
That's what.
That's why it's
Roll.
related
It's
to magic.
It's a school of magic.
It's a school of magic.
Barton, you're a goddamn genius.
All right. Now remember, if you want to make a guess, you only get
Thanks to
one
Hershey
actual
in
guess.
chat.
So you gotta narrow it down a little bit.
I don't actually have it up, so if there's somebody that also said that,
Yeah.
shout out to you.
Yeah,
I don't have
Hersine in chat
right
just wrote, "It is most likely a school of magic?" Question
now. Well,
mark.
shout out to you, Hersey.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Falcon's up next. Falcon, you know it's a school of magic. Do you want to try to narrow that down?
I feel like the popular ones are like, like mysticism, alteration, maybe destruction or restoration. But like the popular ones are there.
What do you think, Falcon?
Would raising undead fall under this school?
Say that again. You're kind of muffly. What did he say?
Would raising undead fall under this school?
Would raising
wait.
undead? So you're talking about necromancy? So yeah.
Well, no, because I think mysticism can also, like the way we categorize schools of magic is different depending on the game. So it's not
It
explicitly
depends on
necromancy.
right. It depends on the game. So yeah. So raising the dead could work in two different schools of magic. But generally, if you said raising the dead, most people think necromancy.
I don't
so-
remember if it is mysticism or not, but my point there is like the schools are not so fixed in one place. But
Right. So
Yeah.
Falcon, you want to clarify your question? What's your question for me? Falcon, I don't know if Falcon's doing this at work, so I don't know if
I think that's his
gets
way
pulled
of
away.
asking, is it necromancy without it being the final guess?
So does it have something to do with raising the dead? Is that the question? You guys can clarify for him. Do you want to?
Well, so I want to get it
Oh.
narrowed down to like necromancy or conjuration, basically.
Oh, that's right, because conjuration does work with undead.
Right. So okay. So is this something that has to do with raising the dead? Is that the question?
And technically, necromancy isn't a school of magic in game mechanics for a lot of the games, but it is still a school of magic. But yeah, so is question simplified in, is this conjuration and or necromancy?
Okay. Yeah, we could simplify it and say that. Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay.
All right.
Right?
Back to Ben.
I mean, right there is the answer.
Well,
So,
we gotta narrow
so you
it
have to
down a bit.
distinguish between which one it is.
Oh, okay. Is it also a class in ESO?
Oh my god.
Also a class in yes. Yes, it has to do with one of the classes. Right, because there's no conjuration class, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the sorcerer kind of, but it's not in the name, so.
Right, right. So Fulcrum, you want to guess?
Is it the School of Necromancy?
Yes, it is. Congratulations. You guys got it.
Who would've
Congratulations.
thought I got there?
Yeah, school. I went with yes because what do you call types of magic that don't fit within the schools for certain games, but like some of the games it is like
Yeah.
So type
Schools
school
of magic are difficult when you
Right.
talk about the entire series.
Right. So technically, I think roughly somebody would say, well, it's the school of necromantic magic. So whether it's taught or
Yeah.
not. So yeah. So you guys got it. Congratulations. You figured another one out before the 20th question. You got it. Nice
Yeah, I
work.
think we got to like 14 or something there.
Yeah. So I think this one tricked you up a little bit because it was a concept rather than a thing, but
Yeah.
you got it. Congratulations. All right. We're going to take a quick break and go thank you all, our patrons. And so don't go anywhere.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
This is Hamis Morak, Dragonborn, and you are educating yourself to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast.
All right, here we are in the middle of the show. This is where we get to welcome our new patrons and thank all of our patrons for supporting the show and helping us keep this going. We've got a bunch of new ones that showed up over the last few weeks during the holidays. Welcome to Triassic Droid, CX5 Zone, Machua, A. I'm just going to say A because I don't know if this is the last name or not. I just want to be careful about that. Andrej H and Brooke O. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Welcome. And I have to shout out our Daedra Princes, Belli Peritus, Kira C, and Sheogorth Sweetroll. Thank you so much for your support. And to all 106 of our current patrons, thanks for being here. Thanks for making this thing a thing and making sure we can keep doing this in 2024. I also have a new review that came in over the break, and it's very short. Some of you will get the joke. It says, it is from truckers Sarah and Ted in the United States. It says, hey, 5 stars. Hey. That's it. Because I commented about how people DM content creators with only hey, so they decided to leave a hey review. I appreciate
Love
that.
it.
That's great. So thank you so much for leaving a 5-star review that just says hey. I have a feeling other people will end up doing this as well. We'll have to find out in future weeks. But if you do leave a 5-star review, we'll read it out on a future episode of the show. And thank you to everybody for your support, leaving reviews, rating it on Spotify, telling your friends, all of that stuff. And I'm excited for where things are going this year. ESO is getting 10th anniversary. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. Paid mods in Skyrim. Who knows what that's going to bring? So lots of cool stuff on the way. And of course, more lore to talk about that we just haven't covered yet. So stay tuned for lots of episodes this year. And thank you for being here. All right, let's move on with the rest of the show.
You're listening to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast, dear child of cities. That is why the Night Mother loves you.
All right, Rob, do you feel like these are too easy so far? Do I need to do a harder one?
I feel like we are getting like around 15 or 14 every time we get to them. So if we can get it to where we have to get like 18 or 19, then that'd be real interesting, intense, you know?
Yeah. So Dan in chat says necromancy is a bit broad, and that's necromancer like Manny Marco or Zumog Foom would probably be easier to answer. That's true. That's why I went broad on that one to make it a little bit harder. All right, I'm going to give you
also. Can I just say, it's wild that I feel like we were just celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Skyrim, and we were like,
yes,
right about the 10-year anniversary of ESO now. This is crazy. It's
pretty crazy. All right, so here, I'm going to give you the ability to choose between option number 5 and option number 6 on my list, because I think both of these are a little bit harder. So, Rob, you're the one I'm talking to. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but pick 5 or 6.
Darn. 5.
5. We're doing 5. All right. Who did we end off with last time? I think, it was Fulcrum made the guess. So, Rob?
Yep.
You're up. First question.
Okie
dokie.
Is it a person?
No, it's not a person. Sorry. Spartan, you're up.
Is it a concept? Or like an idea, or like not like a physical thing?
Is it non-physical? Is that what you're saying?
Sure. That would be easier, I guess.
Yes. It is non-physical. Right. Although it relates to something that is physical.
Okay.
But it itself is non-physical. So there you go. Everyone's like, what?
I feel like I always ask questions that lead to thinker answers. Well, I feel like I keep doing.
I have to hedge my descriptions a little bit,
your fault.
so that we don't get to the end of it and someone's like, "But Tom said this," and I'm like, "Well, but it's fuzzy." All right, Falcon, you're up. You're up next. Do you have a question for us, Falcon?
Is it predominantly featured in one game?
Yes.
That's a good question. It is predominantly featured in one game.
All right, Ben.
Shoot.
You're up. What do you think?
Oh shoot!
Predominantly one game.
Just try to guess which game it is.
Yeah, that's really what you can start with.
Is it in Skyrim?
It is not predominantly featured in Skyrim. No. To piggyback on the last one in order to make sure that's clear. All right, Fulcrum.
What about Oblivion?
Nope, not predominantly featured in Oblivion either. Rob?
Of course not.
Of course not. There's a lot of games in the series. This is going to eat up a lot of questions
I
if you go through
know,
all
like-
of them.
The one that has most of the things in the series, is it predominantly an ESO?
No, it's not predominantly an ESO.
That's good, because if it's an ESO, that just does not narrow it down.
There's a lot of stuff
No,
to talk
not
about in
at
ESO. Yeah. Spartan? What do you think? Are you going with this pick the game thing? Yeah, I see chat is they're guessing things and then they're like, oh wait, nope, maybe not that. What do you
I
think,
think
Spartan?
you're seeing the same ESO.
Does it
frame
relate
highlighted.
to a Daedric Prince?
No.
Well, that's kind of in all the games.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
directly.
there's stuff like in the specific games.
Yeah, it's not directly related to a Daedric Prince in the way that you would commonly talk about that. No.
Yeah.
All right, Falcon. Falcon's up. How many questions are we at? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8. Falcon might be busy. Oh, here's Falcon.
So we don't have the game figured out, but we know
No, we know it's not Skyrim,
what,
Oblivion, or ESO.
Skyrim.
Yeah, it's not the 3 most recent games. You got that part figured out.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess a different game?
Well, what about Skyrim Pinball or
I wouldn't pull like a weird, like,
Yeah, I don't
like weird
I
offshoot.
I can't imagine he's gonna do like Shadow Key.
Yeah, I'm not pulling any weird offshoots. Although I could if you really wanted a hard one, but I'm not. That's not what this is.
I would totally expected you to have like a Stormhold reference or something.
Well, simply the fact that it's not Oblivion, Skyrim, or ESO means it is a little bit more obscure.
yeah, so it could be Redguard, but by the sound of the way he's talking, probably not. So it's probably Daggerfall or Arena, and Daggerfall has more stuff to talk about than Arena does. So maybe more likely it's Daggerfall. Or we haven't said Morrowind either, which might be a better guess.
What do you think, Falcon?
I mean, that game's just weird altogether. So
That's just the weird one.
That's true.
It's pretty weird. What do you think, Falcon?
Is it in Daggerfall?
No. It's not primarily. It's not primarily a Daggerfall thing. Back to Ben.
Is it in Morrowind?
No, it's not primarily a Morrowind thing.
Well, damn it.
Now I'm lost.
So it's either Arena or one of
Okay.
the side games. Now I'm starting to think, is it more? I feel like it's more likely to be in a side game than it is to
Right?
be in Arena.
I feel like it might be in freaking Blades.
Is it a
Better not
mobile
be in
game?
Blades. I've never touched that one.
oh god.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, it's not a mobile game. It's not one of like the weird offshoots
one that
like
just
on the
shadow drops.
Nokia or whatever. Like it's none of the weird ones, right?
So it would have to be Arena then, right?
Yeah. Who is it? Is it my guess? Whose guess
It's
is it?
Fulcrum. It's
It's,
Fulcrum's guess.
Fulcrum.
It's mine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. I guess I'll just throw out. Is it Arena?
Yes.
Is it in Arena?
It's
or
primarily from Arena. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be
We're
stumped.
getting
All
somewhere.
right, you're getting somewhere.
But
I have not played that game, so
But you know certain things about it. This is something I feel like every one of you is going to go, oh, okay.
yeah,
I knew
what is something that's not exclusively but primarily in Arena?
and it's
and-
not a person. It's not
It is
physical. So it's not like there's an item that you're looking
And
for.
not relating to a Daedric Prince, but it does relate to a physical thing, but it's like not physical. Was that answer was getting trail?
Yeah. Yeah.
but like it does relate to a physical.
I mean,
it's not. but
Anything
it
that's not
is.
physical is going to be something that's still kind of related to physical
Yeah.
things in some way,
that-
right?
Going to
be
that
anything.
fact, are we going meta here?
Oh, please
it
don't.
could be. Okay, hold on. Like,
What do you think, Rob? Rob's sitting back,
yeah.
It's like I got
Giving it
my
a real
thinking
think.
cap on.
giving it a real think.
Is it something that we virtually experience in the video game?
Yeah. Yeah, you experience it. Sure. Yes. In
Don't like
more than
when
one
you
way.
answer
In more than one way. Spartan's up next. Rosticus almost guessed boobs. Boobs are a physical thing. I'm not sure. Not to make fun, but They are physical things. Can confirm.
So
And I
so
guess
they
you
say.
can experience them.
You can experience them.
Okay, so it's not a person, not physical, primarily arena.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh man.
This is getting tough.
It is.
Yeah.
You wanted a harder one.
Reactions? This is like what? I'm so confused.
I was actually looking at chat, but the last thing was I almost guessed boobs.
Not helping.
Nonsense.
Well, you feel free to give Spartan some help if any of you have some
Yeah.
recommendations here.
I don't have a lot of experience with arena. Actually, I have no experience with arena.
Me neither. So we're in the
God.
same boat.
Yeah, I've never touched arena. so-
That was before my time.
Still clueless.
I'll give you another hint. You could have only listened to this podcast and never played Arena and still get this.
Okay.
Right. Well, Lotus is in the podcast. So that
Yeah,
doesn't
but he
help.
hasn't said everything that's in Arena. Like
Yeah.
it's come up. We've done a few topics where Arena was the focus, but in fact, this thing, the answer to this has come up in more than just episodes that were specifically about Arena. It's been brought up.
Here
other
seems
times.
saying that it could be Tamriel or something along that line, and I don't hate that idea. Although Tamriel is predominantly an ESO, so
I mean,
don't-
Tamriel is a physical thing. It's a physical place.
yeah, but the entirety of Tamriel is only an Arena and an ESO, and ESO is still
Right.
iffy because it's technically not all
It's-
of Tamriel.
Those are the only two games that have a majority of it.
But because
But
it's
Tamriel still physically exists.
yeah, sure. I guess
You can
if that
touch
was
it.
If that's
mean-
where you want to go
I mean,
with that,
people
yeah.
live
danced around
on
the answer a bit more.
Tamriel. Like that's
Yeah.
where they are. Like it's a physical place.
Yeah.
So I'll save you the struggle of like answering the question as Tamriel and being like, oh wait, no, it's a physical. It's a physical place.
Yeah.
It can't just be Tamriel.
Technically, Tom, it's a virtual reality inside a video game.
That's true.
I was
That's
going
true.
to say that. It's
But-
technically, if we're being meta,
But inside the world of this,
That
that's a
just
physical
deconstructs
thing.
the whole concept of this game.
Right. Well, I mean, we can just open this up to anybody who has any questions at all. Like, if we don't want to keep going in
how
order.
tough it is. It's just like
Like,
open game.
Feel free to just toss out a question if anyone else wants to toss a question out.
Okay. Let's see. So it could be anything.
It can't be anything.
Oh,
It's not a person.
Literally anything.
It's here. We'll go back through the list again. Not a person, not physical, predominantly in one game, not Skyrim, not Oblivion, not ESO, not related to a Daedric Prince, not primarily in Daggerfall or Morrowind, primarily from the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. You do virtually experience this in game. Whatever that means. I mean, that's the most vague one of the list.
Well, I was making sure it wasn't like so meta that it's like the pamphlet you get in the game case or something like that.
Right. No, it's not something physically you could touch
Who's-
in our world.
Whose turn is it?
It technically, I think it's mine.
I didn't ask
Maybe
my
it was
question.
Spartan. I think it was Spartans,
Oh.
but it doesn't matter whose
I have a
question it is. If you
horrible
have a
sense of time.
question, just
Well,
toss
yeah,
one
back
out.
I
in
do
open
think
game.
so. Is it an event? Because like an event wouldn't technically be a physical place or a person, but
That's
would
a
have
great
a
question.
physical place.
That is a wonderful question. No, it is not an event.
All right.
That's a great question. No.
It's not an event.
Kirsten says, is it climbing? Climbing was in Daggerfall as a pretty notable feature, so I would say probably not climbing.
And he also said the answer is clearly madness.
So it's not an event. Because, like, yeah, there was technically the Dragon Break that was declared when they made Daggerfall, but it technically happened in Arena. That would be a good guess, is like the Dragon Break.
Yeah, and that's not a physical thing. That's a concept, right? So
Yeah.
that still fits what you guys have narrowed this down to. But you got to ask questions to find out things.
I'm coming. Maybe it could be in the title of the series, because aren't they?
Well, the title is
physical and
Arena,
not-
and that's a physical
No.
thing.
Well, that is, but
The action
the actual.
of
Oh,
going
the-
to an arena Is I mean, I don't know.
I was thinking the Elder Scrolls because it's like kind of like they're physical and not physical at the same time because they
are physical objects.
They are physical objects. You can physically right.
Physical.
They're more than just physical, but there are physical Elder Scrolls that you can touch. Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah. That's one of those like this and that kind of things. Yeah, it's both. So technically, it's not. It's physical sometimes, so it wouldn't be the answer.
Man.
I'm stumped.
Where can we narrow this down? We don't have to get it. We just have to narrow it down.
Not an event, primarily an arena. Not a bunch of other things. Not physical. Not a person.
Because like a supernatural metaphysicalness, like a ghost, is that still? Is that even still a possible answer at this point? Have we ruled out stuff like ghosts and souls and spirits? Is stuff like that still technically falling in the categories that we've not ruled out? I don't even know.
Pixels were primarily featured in Arena. Most
of that stuff you said is not physical things.
Gosh.
Okay. So let's. I have a question. Then it will be: is this a supernatural / metaphysical concept or thing? I know it's super vague, but I'm trying to narrow it down here.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not supernatural or metaphysical. That was like a double question, but that's fine.
Well, in the same vein of each other. Like, is it a metaphysical, supernatural thing?
Right.
Both of them.
Yeah, it's not.
Supernatural / metaphysical. Okay.
You guys want a hint? We're getting close to the end of this one, I think. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
My brain hurts.
10, 11, 12, 13. We're 13. This would be the 14th question coming up.
Okay. What other non-physical things could it be?
Is it a realm?
That's a good question. Yes, sort of.
Does its inclusion in Arena relate to live action actors?
Does it inclusion in Arena relate to live action actor? Well, I don't understand that question.
I don't understand that question either. What are you trying to figure out?
What are you trying to get to?
This whole time I've just been thinking the dream sleep, and that's like debatably a realm of how it's treated.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to clarify. You could say something like, does it have something to do with the dream sleeve, or is it like related to the dream sleeve or something like that?
Is it related to the dream sleeve?
No, it's not. It's not related to the dream sleeve.
Everyth's related to the dream sleep.
I mean,
so you have defaulted to.
In some ways, everything's related to something, right? Like something else. Nope, not related to the dream sleeve.
How is it related to a physical thing?
How is it related? That's a good question.
To you, but that's
a good question. That's a good question.
Unless you're willing to give me the answer, that's not my question to you. That's what we need to figure out. I feel like that will help us narrow this down further.
I mean, it could be tied.
Is it an idea?
Yes, it is an idea.
Okay, we've narrowed it down some. There we go.
It's an idea.
We're almost out of questions.
It's an idea. I think you're down to like the last 3 or 4 questions?
Something like that.
It's an idea. I mean, idea is very broad, but it is an idea.
Yeah.
It's not physical. So
broad's better than not knowing what the hell we're talking about. So.
All right. And any other questions?
So it's an idea that is kind of a realm. It's an idea that we do experience in game. It's an idea that's primarily in Arena. And it's an idea that's relating to a physical thing.
Yep. Yes. To all of those. I know that wasn't
hoping if I say that out loud, just someone else. Like, it's this.
It'll just spawn an idea in your head, and you'll be like, "Oh, it's this thing." You're very close. You don't feel like you're
We
very
better be,
close,
Tom.
but you're actually very close. You're very, very close.
Oh gosh. This definitely is a hard answer. Good job.
This is.
This
Holy
is a,
crap.
it's a tricky one. Do you give up? Did I defeat you? Have you
What do you
given
think,
up?
me a coward?
Are you a coward? Yeah, Dan in chat is guessing procedural generation. They're getting very creative with their questions.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe it's like a quest? No, because quests are literally in every game. That doesn't work. Let's see. How
Do you want a hint?
is it sort of a realm?
You want a hint?
I mean, well, I mean, yeah, this would be physical. Never mind.
What are you thinking, Ben? Where are you going?
Like the towers.
Those are physical things.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Yeah, they're both not physical and physical, but they still are physical.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go to them
Yeah.
and walk around.
Right.
Oh, and they're an ESO, so I guess that
Yeah.
defeats it.
And Oblivion
And Oblivion.
and Skyrim and Morrowind. There's towers in like every game. That's kind of the towers are the concept of all of Elder Scrolls. We're moving on to another subject though.
What's
I can give
really
you a hint. I can give you a hint if you want.
I don't want to get a hint because that's a crutch. That's a
Do you want to
handicap.
put this one on pause and then let it stew in your subconscious while we move on to another one and try to close out the episode with a different one
And
and
then-
then
That would
see if
probably
you
make
can
And then we're
content
gonna
more
be like,
interesting,
oh,
wouldn't
it's
it?
this.
and see if you can guess it like at the end and be like, oh, okay, was it this? Maybe I'll give you each a chance to guess right at the end or something. You want to do that?
How are you guys feeling with that?
I'm good
kind
with
of
that.
okay if we
Sure.
come back.
I'm okay with that. My brain hurts.
All right. All right. We'll do one more. We got one more. Let's start off a new one. We're just going to start with Ben. Ben, kick us off.
Is it a place?
No, it's not a place. Fulcrum?
Is
Fulcrum
it a
thinking.
person?
Yes, it is a person.
Sweet.
So you got that right off the bat.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Eat his ass.
All right,
Great.
Rob is up.
Is it a human in the sense of like a man elf type?
Not like yeah. I got you. Yes, it is a human.
Okay.
Spartan, human person already. 3 questions in. It's pretty good.
Are they? Is it a mortal person from a bestial race?
Well, we know it's not if it's human because technically beast folk are not humans.
Didn't you mean like human as in like? Well, you said human and elf. You said man and
humans
elf.
in the Elder Scrolls series are referred to as elf and manish people are both referred to as human. So if that changes your answer, Robot.
Okay.
If I was to tell you the answer, you'd be like, "Oh, yes, this is a human."
Okay.
You would have no doubts that the answer is a human. So yes.
I'm just trying to narrow down the race because that's still most of the races.
It's either a man or mer. That was my question.
Well,
was
that's still
essentially, is it
most
man
of
or
the
mer?
races.
I'll be clear. The race is human.
Oh,
That's
so
what I-
it's a man.
We're getting a meta answer. This is like
You asked if it was human.
Howard
The
or
answer is
something.
they are human. So that's the answer. They're human.
it could just be Todd Howard.
What do you think,
Wait,
Spartan?
whose
It's
turn
Spartan's.
is it?
It's Spartan's turn.
It's Spartan's turn.
Oh,
Okay, so that if that's the case, then
Then
do,
Are they in Meta World?
yeah.
Are they? Is this meta?
Does this do they work for Bethesda?
no, they do not work for Bethesda. That's a good question. All right, Falcon's up. Falcon, are you here? Can you ask a
I
question?
was gonna say Kirkbride doesn't work for Bethesda, guys. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I was thinking.
Outlander just
right. Well, yeah, it's not Kirkbride either. I'll just throw that. It's not somebody who does or has worked for
or does
Bethesda.
work.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Falcon?
God,
Outlander Fox says, is it Kirkbride lore? that gets real wacky.
Like we don't.
Oh yeah.
Like, are we confident that it is a specific person?
Oh, you asked if it was a person. I said yes. Is it a human? Yes. They don't work for Bethesda. Not a place.
Now, human in the sense of Elder Scrolls could be an elf, it could be a man, or it could just be a actual human person in the real life. I don't think it'd be anything other than those three categories.
Falcon, you could clarify. You could say, like, is this an in-game person or is this a not in-game person?
Well, I was saying like individual or not.
Yeah, I think that's understood. A person is an individual.
That's understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, do you want to clarify where the person?
Yeah, are they within the game world?
No, they are not.
Mm.
So that's a good question.
Interesting.
All right, Ben.
Skyrim grandma.
Oh yeah.
Are they a streamer?
I don't know for sure, but
Okay.
maybe they've streamed. Okay, Fulcrum. They're not known for being a streamer. I'll say it that way. They may have streamed before, but they're not known for streaming specifically.
For a second, I was like, how egocentric would it be if you chose yourself?
Yeah,
it's me, guys. Hey. Fulcrum?
Okay, I think I will. Should I narrow it down to a platform?
Like, what kind of platform are you like? Like, are they on
I mean,
YouTube or is that
Xbox.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
that, or I mean, do they work for a company that now owns Bethesda?
That's really reaching on an Elder Scrolls topic.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but you know.
Not a place, a person, a human, does not work for Bethesda, not in the game.
Trying to narrow down the platform might not be helpful just
not
because
known
it
for
might be on
being
many,
not
but
known for
it
being a
doesn't hurt
streamer.
to try.
Not known for being a streamer. It's not like you can like watch them on Twitch every day. They're not that.
Okay.
I
don't know.
I mean,
you can toss out some help.
I mean, there's ZeniMax. Because they do Elder Scrolls.
I mean, Bethesda.
Yeah, but that's
like
If you're on ESO,
yeah.
you're still with Bethesda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
true.
consider that all kind of part of the same thing. So if I wouldn't play a trick and be like, well, they work for ZeniMax, not Bethesda. No, I wouldn't do
not
that.
a place, not
Yeah.
a person, a human doesn't work for Bethesda, not in the game, might not be a streamer. So I mean, that makes me think that they make like YouTube videos or something.
Because it's
Like
hard
they
to
might
have
not be a streamer, but they could be.
this person
we
is
don't
known for
know.
Elder Scrolls, but they don't work for Bethesda and they're not
Right.
a streamer. That really cuts it down to who it could
Lotus.
be. Lotus is a streamer.
He's a streamer.
Yeah, he streams.
Or
He's the
just
number
podcast.
one Daggerfall streamer. How dare you?
Top of the list.
And number one battle.
He's
put
like
out-
the only Daggerfall streamer.
I mean, you could put out podcaster, because not all podcasters stream.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Lotus is
but-
more known for being a podcaster than a streamer. If you want to get technical about it.
Oh, yeah, but you wouldn't have hesitated on, do they stream? I don't know. If it was Lotus.
That's true. I do know if Lotus streams or not, so you got that.
Okay.
But it has to be someone who is not known for streaming, but is still like a personality to the series.
Right. I don't want to just throw somebody out, but I don't know any other way to ask the question.
Well, if you're thinking of a specific person, what about them makes you think that that's that person? And then try to narrow down to that category, maybe. Who are you thinking?
Ooh, you could do voice actors.
Yeah, chat's throwing up a bunch of fun stuff.
I know.
Yeah, well, because I was gonna ask, like, would you consider Tom, would you consider like a voice actor that works for a bunch of different companies
Because
but works on a
they're-
Bethesda game as
they're
working for Bethesda?
contracted.
Yeah,
They're contracted.
That's
they don't.
a
work
good
directly.
question. I will answer this as being one of your questions. So, do voice actors count as working for Bethesda? I would say voice actors who are hired by Bethesda, therefore work for Bethesda. So
Right.
it can't be a
Okay.
voice actor.
Right. Like, so Patrick
Yeah.
Stewart doesn't
Right.
work because Bethesda hired him to be in the game.
Right.
Right.
Right. Like
that
they
was
wouldn't have
working
done the
for
job
Bethesda.
unless they got paid to do it, which means they worked for them. So even though they're not like full-time employees, they were still
Yeah, that was-
employed
yeah, that was
to do
what
the
I
job.
meant, yeah.
Right. So it can't be a voice actor. So no, I'm sorry it's not Wes Johnson, although that's a really good guess.
That's kind of what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, like Sean Bean, Patrick Stewart. I'll like just gonna go through them.
Right. Right.
Okay. Are they known for? Are they known for? This could not narrow it down at all.
It's like asking the questions like, does it even help if we know
I
the answer
know,
to this?
right?
Uh,
I mean, I feel like there's like only a select few of like people that are
try to
really well
start
known.
categorizing what they could be known for. Like,
That-
maybe
yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
writing, Maybe it's
saying.
art. Maybe it's podcasting.
Are they
Let's start-
known for? Are they known for doing build videos?
No. They're not known for doing
okay.
build
That's
videos.
a good idea.
No. And here, since we're going a little bit long, I don't want to keep everybody too long. I'll clarify one of the other questions. There was a question, are they in the game? Technically, they're not in the game yet.
Oh my! How did I know you were going to say that?
So it might be Shirley.
That's what I'm thinking.
I
It's
don't
my
know
turn.
if she streams. So.
She does.
Is
From
this
time
person
to
an
time.
elderly woman?
Is the person an elder? Yes.
All right,
Yes.
there we go.
And I don't know her from streaming.
We
so
named off Shirley
She's-
like way
she
early
streams.
in, but we just like weren't confident enough to
Right.
use it as a
No.
right.
we weren't.
I was 100% sure that she does YouTube videos, but I didn't know if she streamed or not.
I don't think
How
she
often.
does.
I don't know.
not anymore.
Does she stream all the
She used
time?
to.
She used to.
She used
okay.
to.
So that's why I was like, she's not known for that, but like maybe, but I'm not like that's why I answered that the way I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Skyrim Grandma.
She'll be in
Congratulations.
ES.
Yeah, she's going to
Elder
be in the
Scrolls
next
6.
one.
She'll be in the next one. Yeah, not currently in this one. Will be in the next one. Congratulations. You guys got it. All right. So the last one we were on, let's go back through the
I saw
list.
some great suggestions.
Yeah. So the last one
In the
was,
chat.
where were we? Not a person, not physical, predominantly in one game, predominantly known for being an arena. You can virtually experience it. Yeah. It's not an event. It's not supernatural or metaphysical. It
Supernatural.
sort of has something to do with a realm. Yeah. Not related to the Dream Sleeve. It is an idea. Yes. And that's where we left off. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap up the episode. I'm going to go to each of you. You can share stuff you got going on, things you want to shout out, and then you get to give a guess. So I'm not going to put anyone on the spot. Who wants to go first? And everyone's like, I have no idea, so I don't want to go first.
I gotta look something up. Hold on.
So maybe I'll have to put somebody on the spot. Ben, you're next to me.
Just because he popped up first.
You're next to me
Right.
on the screen. So
So yeah, you know me, Ben of Temeria. I'm do multiple podcasts on the network, which are Holocron Histories, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. And you can also find me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Ben of Temeria and go help me get affiliated. But as far as my answer, I'm going with The Void.
that's a good guess. It is not correct. I'm sorry. That's a good guess. Dan, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know her for streaming. I know she gets millions of views on her YouTube, so I'm assuming that I was making that assumption that she doesn't get millions of views on her streams, that she gets those on her YouTube video. That's why I think that's probably her primary thing. But Fulcrum, you want to shout anything out?
I don't have anything to shout out because I don't do anything. Actually, I do. It's been a long time since I've been here for an episode.
Yeah, we're glad you're back. I'm glad you
And-
made it.
I know. And it's mainly because I started a new job. So there's that.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hope that goes well.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a guess?
And Ben stole what I was going to ask.
The Void.
I'm so sorry.
So
Dun, dun, dun.
It was a good guess, though.
I know,
so it
right?
could be the opposite.
Opposite of the void.
Opposite of the void, everything?
Well, I mean, there's
Ariel? What are we talking about? Like
where the Aedra
well-
come from,
I was
Where
gonna just
souls go to.
I was just gonna ask about
Aetherius? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Serious.
Dreadfather himself. Hail Sithis.
I don't know if Sithis was
But,
really in
You
Arena.
know, I don't know nothing about Arena, so I'm just
fair.
throwing it out there. Is it that?
No, it's not Sithis.
I figured not.
Sorry. Good guess, though. All right. Rob?
I don't know, man.
You're like, oh.
I'll do my shout out. So Rob the Princess, I am still on Twitter. I don't really do much there, but I'm there. And find me on the Discord. I am still one of the guild officers for the PC ESO guild with Jillian. Jillian's doing most of the work. God bless her soul.
Yeah.
I'll get back into it eventually. Still on that Baldur's Gate grind. As for my guess, my mind just kept going to like Soulcare and stuff, but that really only comes up in Skyrim and Battlespire, so it can't be anything relating to that. And I just don't freaking know.
Okay. You can say, I don't know. That's fine.
Is it combat? The idea of
The idea of combat. No, but it's not the idea of. I mean, you're close in a weird way, but no. It's not. Wow. Everyone's going to be like, what? Spartan? You got
So
stuff
dumb
going
after
on.
this.
I'm thinking now. Yeah, I do. I have a new podcast actually with the Rocket Club and all that. The Elden Archives, a FromSoft lorecast. This we're covering Elden Ring, and the third episode went up on Saturday. So the episodes are every Saturday. They're once a week, and we have 3 full episodes out so far. So
Nice.
people can check that out on Spotify and all the usual stuff. Still working on Apple.
Yeah, Apple's a pain in the butt. You just got to
Yeah,
keep
Bro,
at it.
everywhere
you
else,
didn't
we're
send
all
me a
good.
link. I was looking forward to it.
We're playing. I told you they were up, and we are playing Baldur's Gate 3 after this, so I can just send you a link now.
Just use the Googs. Goog knows.
That's true too.
I just didn't know that it was up yet. That's all.
Well, now you got 3
we talked a lot
episodes.
about Baldur's Gate 3,
That's true.
so maybe that got lost in our text because I definitely said that. But I also sent you like 4 other things about characters that we've made.
So, Spartan,
But
do you have a
yeah.
guess? Do you have a guess for the thing?
I don't know much about Arena, but is it the Orbis?
No, it's not the Orbis. That's another interesting guess. All right, down to Falcon. Falcon, are you able to say, hey, there you are. You got a shout
I
out?
don't do anything.
Okay.
I'm moving next week, so that's exciting.
Well, that's cool. Nice.
So I guess that's the closest to a shout out I have.
Okay. All right. So what do you think?
Is it? I got nothing. Is it that you? Is that you swing your mouse?
So you move your
combat.
mouse for combat? That's a really interesting guess. That is not it. That is not it.
I would hate you if that was
Damn.
the answer.
Yeah,
because that'd be
that's
so
not it.
specific.
That's not it. All right.
All right, get
So
ready to
this
feel dumb.
is the answer. This is the answer. It is not a physical thing. It's the name of a thing. It's the phrase that people use for the thing, which nobody uses after this game, really. The arena.
Are you kidding?
No, that's the answer. The arena.
Okay.
It's the arena because it refers
That's
to
a physical thing.
No, it's the word itself. It's the phrase
He's
using
talking
the
about
phrase
the
the
literal
arena.
name.
But what
We
is
got
it a
Jip.
title
Crap.
of?
We got gypped.
What is it a title of? That's
It's
a
not the
physical
thing itself.
But
It's
you
the title
but you
for
said
the thing.
Tamriel is a physical thing.
Tamriel
It's
is a
just
physical
name
thing.
to ref-
The
but that's
name
just
that they
to refer
use,
to it.
right, to refer to
You did
Tamriel
us dirty.
is the
That's-
meta
that's-
The
idea.
name Tamriel wouldn't be a physical thing, though.
I'm
Right.
not.
If
I will
if the
die
answer
on
was
myself.
the name Tamriel or the title Tamriel, then that was not a physical thing. The place Tamriel is a physical thing.
I hate it, but it's good.
It's
No,
really
'cause, like if, when we did like Battlespire with Lotus, it was like, okay, we could technically go for the place Battlespire or the game Battlespire, but Battlespire is Battlespire. So if you wanted to go with the game arena or you want to go with the concept of the world being arena, which is Tamriel, that's still a thing. It is the title
it's the
of a
concept
thing,
of the thing.
makes it a
You're
thing.
okay. Here, let me explain it this way. You are Rob. The name Rob is not you.
Sure
the
it
name
is.
Rob is different than you, Rob.
But I would understand
Sure
that
it
if someone
is.
said, "This is Rob," they might very well be referring to me.
Right. It refers to you, but it is itself its own thing. The two things are separate.
When you
This is a
refer to
bunch of
something,
crap.
that's what you're talking about. The thing you're talking about.
That's
is
why
what you're
I said
referring
it's good, but I hate it, but it's good.
I'm,
All right.
I'm gonna die. on the show.
Rob's like we're like mortal enemies now. We have to fight to the death or something. Next time we see each other in person, we have to have a duel in order to clarify this. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and maybe we'll throw that one out. Maybe it was too obscure or weird or whatever. But you did great. You got the rest of them right. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us in the live chat. We'll be back next week with a regular episode, and hope you all have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach me on Twitter at robots_radio or Lotus of Doom at Lotus of Doom. Also, you can join us on the Robots Radio Discord channel. You can easily just search Robots Radio Discord on Google or check the description underneath the podcast. Also, this podcast is recorded live every week on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on the Robots Radio channels on Twitch, YouTube, and on Facebook. So just search Robots Radio on any of those platforms. Come join us. We'd love to chat with you while we record the show, or before or after. Either way, just come hang out with us. And if you're looking for more information about my shows and the shows on the Robots Radio Network, go to robotsradio.net for all the information about all the shows on the network, including the Robots Radio Rocket Club, where I help both new and existing podcasters to grow their shows, build their audiences, and create the best podcast they possibly can. All of that at robotsradio.net. We'll see you next time.